Lightning like Steve McQueen. I'm in the fast lane when the light turns green. And I built tough, I ain't nothing but grit. Cause I made rugged blood, sweat, and spit. Yeah, like a horse I fly. Better push yourself in for a bumpy ride. I like to play hard, but I work harder. And I weather the storm cause I'm built stronger.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. We are live. It is the Freight Coach Morning Show, the top morning show in transportation, coming to you guys every single weekday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 Central, to break down some industry headlines and, most importantly, provide some actual insight into what you can do with all of this information. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. This is the real side of freight. What do I mean by that? I mean, I only speak to transportation professionals on this show, as well as my twice-a-week long-form podcast, you guys, because I want to talk to the right people who have done what you're looking to do or who are currently doing what you're trying to achieve, so you can apply, utilize, and see a meaningful difference in your business and your life out there, you guys. It's one of the many, many reasons why I probably fly this American flag behind me every single day. A, we're the greatest nation on earth, but B, I'm living my American dream, and I want to help each and every one of you live yours as well. And as do most of my guests, right? When we bring them on, you guys, it is just about putting the right practices out there for the transportation industry. Today, it's Friday. You guys know what that means. It's Q&A day today. Sales and operations related questions for the transportation industry. So you bring me some Q's, I'll bring you the A's, and we will get them going. I got a couple that came through in my DM that I will start off with. But again, if you have any questions regarding this, drop it in the chat right now on YouTube or over on LinkedIn or Twitter or wherever you're watching this, you guys, and I'll answer them live on the show, because I want to make these specifically to the audience for today. And again, if anything pops up during the week, you guys, again, just drop them in my DMs. I'll answer them on the show for you guys. Again, I want to dedicate one day a week to this, because I do get a decent amount of DMs throughout the week from people asking questions. And it's just, you know, when it comes down to my time and what I have available, it's just easier just to wrap it all up into one show and do that. So, but before we go any further, as always, you guys, I got to give a shout out to my friends over at VHub, vhubapp.com. Whether you're a broker, carrier, or a shipper, we all need access to trailers. And the best part, you get paid to move these trailers. That's right. That's on top of the revenue that you can get by loading these trailers out right now. So if you're a small fleet or an owner operator, you don't have to shut your operation down if you have a trailer in the shop. You can jump on VHub and reserve one of these trailers. And then furthermore, if you're looking to sell an enterprise level solution out there in the brokerage market or the carrier market as well, you have access to drop trailer capacity. You can start offering that. So what they have out there right now, you guys, is Staunton, Wisconsin, going over to Milton, Ontario, and then you get $350 US per trailer to move that, you guys. Now they got a bunch out in San Diego, and these pay anywhere, like legitimately, you guys, $1,100 to $2,200 per trailer out there in that range. Excuse me. There's some roll-up door, brand new roll-up doors and brand new 53-foot swing doors going to Michigan, Wisconsin, Georgia, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Mass, Texas, Tennessee, you name it. They're literally going everywhere. And then finally, they got Paragould, Arkansas, going up to Mississauga, Ontario, and you get $736 US to do that, you guys. And again, you don't have to just pick them up where these trailers are located. You can bring them over to like Nashville and stage them there. They just got to end up in the Mississauga area and be dropped off up there, you guys. So hit them up, vhubapp.com. My friends Stacy Steen and Zach Lonergan, they'll be in the audience. Just do me a favor, let them know that the Freight Coach sent you. Jeffrey Weiss, what is up, dude? It's been a minute. Always good hearing from you. Thanks for tuning in, Jeffrey, as always, my dude. Tracy St. Clair, what is up? She's watching over on YouTube, you guys. I do go live on YouTube, and I've heard from pretty much everybody who was watching it on LinkedIn that jumped over to YouTube that the audio and video quality is exponentially better over there, you guys. But if you're going to jump to a different platform, just look for the Freight Coach. That was one of the cool things I did right away, is make sure I own the Freight Coach on every platform. So I'm easy to find. Plus the orange shirt's a dead giveaway. Mario Herrera, great show. #grit. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. Adolfo Rodriguez. Feliz Viernes. Buenos dias, jefe. I appreciate that, man. Buenos dias as well, senor. Jonathan Wolfschlager, what is up? Happy Friday, sir. Thanks for tuning in. Cole, what's up, my dude? Cole, make you look in the house. Andrew Teal says, happy Canada Day. Happy Canadian Tuxedo Day. I wonder if everybody up there is just wearing Canadian tuxedos today while eating poutine. Cole, you can vouch for this. What are you guys doing on Canada Day up there, brother? Dylan Turner, what is up, my man? Good morning. Let's go. Hashtag vacation. I like it, man. I'm glad you're out there on vacation on this beautiful, beautiful, sunny last day. Oh yeah, shit. Let's bring this up, you guys. End of month, end of quarter, holiday weekend, you name it, all of those things. So what does that mean? A, get your shit covered early. If you're not covered for today, fucking take the next option on it. Just get it covered and move on. Like, it doesn't matter what the rate is, essentially, because shit's going to get very expensive as this day goes on. And then furthermore, I mean, we talked about this on Monday, you guys, but I'm going to reiterate here. Make sure that you're calling ahead to all of those facilities to find out, are they going to be open on Monday the 3rd? Are they going to be at reduced hours? Are they going to be leaving early today? Again, get ahead of this stuff. Are they working on the 4th with it being like a half day, with it being on a Tuesday? I don't know. I've heard some kind of mixed places about some places that are still working on the 4th of July due to the fact that it's on a Tuesday. So again, you guys, get out there and contact all of those places. And then furthermore, if you do have a load that is picking up today and not delivering until Wednesday due to the holiday, where are they going to store that trailer at? Get an address, find out where it is, so you don't see a driver who stopped at their house and then blowing up their phone all weekend because you didn't take the initiative to find out today what they're going to do with that freight and where it's going to be stored, you guys. So again, get ahead of it. We don't have to make any of this shit harder on yourself. I'm sure a lot of people want to get out, get to the lake, or wherever it is that you're going for the holiday. You guys to just do it. Do your due diligence out there and get out there and enjoy the holiday weekend. Green screens. The voting is still open, you guys, for the craziest logistics story. So jump over there onto their, I just go to their LinkedIn profile, jump to their page, drop a follow on their page as well while you're there. But go and put your vote in there, you guys. And if you want, they posted up all the videos as well of when Dawn was on the show on Wednesday and how we broke down all of those stories, you guys. So hit it up, vote on there, man. Somebody's going to win a $500 gift card out of the deal. And then pay attention, because when they do another one of these, well, they might do another one of these later on in the year. You might be in the running for that shit. $500, damn, I'll take that any day of the week. JJ Jones, what is up, sir? Watching over, he's at Atlanta, Georgia, coming in. Cole says, yes, enjoying the sun with some poutine. What else would we do? I don't know, man. That sounds pretty Canadian, besides saying sorry about 75 times. Sonny Sharma, good morning. He says, happy Canada Day as well to the orange shirt gang in the house. I love it. Let me see here. National average for diesel is at $3.80 a gallon, you guys, nationwide. Again, I bring this up because it's a great pricing indicator on where things are going, you guys, and where things are going to go. And especially if you're out there bidding line haul plus fuel, it gives you a good idea to see where the how to price that stuff out, right? And especially if you have somebody coming to you and it's like, hey, I need a line haul only on this, we add in a fuel surcharge. This gives you an idea of where things are going to be when you're moving that freight, you guys. And I use that just to see, it's just the trends, like where are the patterns, where are the spikes, and it's very good information out there. I get it all from the EIA.gov, you guys. So hit that up to find out the latest on fuel prices. They release it every Monday. Lot of love, Hawkins. What's up? Good morning from Dallas, Texas, she says. Thanks for tuning in. Will Madden, KC in the house, Kansas City coming in on a Friday. Again, you guys, today's Q&A. So drop your questions in the chat and I'll answer them live on the show here. But otherwise, I will get into some of the questions that I got asked in my DMs here. And the first one was about fraud. Like, obviously, I had Kyle Graves on last week, and we were talking about what he was going through out there. And then fraud's been obviously a massive, massive focus for a lot of people who are victims of it. At the end of the day, you know, as an industry, everything's stepping up. Everybody's got to have to step up because, you know, the FMCSA isn't going to do shit about it. I'm convinced of that. I'm convinced of it. And they've just proven, you know, like, again, how many fucking open questions do we have to ask about what can we do more and then have nothing happen from it? So again, it's going to come from a private company that's going to solve it, or at least have a lot more steps in place to keep the security of it. I'm biased towards broker carrier at my tech company. We got very, very large portion of it, in my opinion, very much figured out on the tendencies and stopping it from them even getting onboarded or even getting access to your freight at all. We've got a lot of security measures in place to protect our users, and most importantly, not only most importantly protect our users, but protect the trucking companies out there that are actually hauling this freight, the double brokered freight and the fraudulent freight that they're not going to get paid on. And and that story, when Kyle was on the show, Kyle Graves was on the show, and he was talking about that, about a situation where that carrier who hauled the load that got double brokered knew that they were going to get stiffed out of, like, I think it was like $5,000 or something like that. And that's just one of hundreds of stories out there. And then that money is them not receiving that revenue is what's going to put them out of business, right? So it's like there's that trickle down effect of it. I'm very proud of the product that we've created at Broker Carrier and how it's fighting it for across the industry, and how it's going to stop that stuff dead in its tracks. And most importantly, it's going to give you as the broker the opportunity, and it already does do this, but it gives you the opportunity to reutilize in-network carriers, you guys. And again, because that was one of the big things about the question that I got was how do I stop fraud, right? Like, how do I prevent fraud from coming? And I'm always about in-network utilization, right? Like, you've already vetted them. You've already set them up in your system. They've already done loads for you. Why are you not reaching out to them, right? I'm going to be having a guy come on, and we're going to break down the certificate of insurance, right? Like, we're going to break all of that down. I am a firm believer in this, that you as a broker need to call the carrier's insurance company and verify what the coverages are on there. And then does that apply to the freight that you're moving? Again, anybody who moves reefer freight, there's a very big difference between reefer breakdown insurance and errors and omissions, i.e. talk to somebody who's had the wrong temperature put in and had the load spoiled, and how the carrier was able to, their insurance company was able to avoid paying out a claim. You got to look into this stuff, you guys. So it's like, again, that's why I am 1000% about you as the broker calling the insurance agent, verifying everything that is on that document. And again, furthermore, following up with them, right? And then you minimize this, because like fraud and shit happens, you guys. Like, there's never going to be a solution that says it 100% eliminates everything, because fucking criminals, you guys, ironically, it's their job to find ways around a lot of this shit. But at the end of the day, when you're doing your due diligence and you're calling and you're verifying this information, then if there are any changes to those policies, you're notified of it. So you're not putting them on any of your freight. Or furthermore, you know what they have, and you know if that coverage actually takes care of the freight that you're moving. But again, get away from load boards, you guys. Like, I understand the importance of them. I'm not going to say I'm anti-load board, because it's a very effective way to drum up capacity. But when you're vetting those carriers that you're putting on these loads, and you're finding out, are they running these lanes often for you, or in that area a lot, and then they do a good job for you, and then that their communications there, the pictures of the freights there, whatever your steps are, your first thing should be to use them again and use them again and use them again. I don't care if it costs me a little bit more money to cover a load with them as opposed to rolling the dice on the spot market, because more times than not, I want consistency. Consistency is key to success, you guys, no matter what. There's no fucking hack to any of this stuff. It's consistency. And you have to do that time and time again, and go through those motions. Because again, if you sit here and say you don't have time to verify these documents, so that's why I'm against monitoring. I'm against that monitoring aspect of things, because how do they actually monitor it, right? I think that you as a broker, it is your duty, and every single time you book that carrier on the load in the beginning stages of it, you should be calling the insurance. Hey, I just wanted to verify that there's still an active policy. No matter what, you guys, because shit happens. But at the end of the day, as a business owner, it's your ass that's on the line, right? And if you're not out there willingly protecting your company from this stuff or working to minimize it, it's on you at the end of the day. And again, there's software out there, you guys. I'm not trying to make this into a broker carrier sales plug for you guys. If you guys want to sign up for it, phenomenal. But we are here we have our capacity management platform set up for you guys to do your due diligence on the carriers you're setting up and then reutilize them. All right. Because we already have all the security measures in place to stop a lot of these scumbags from getting set up with you. And then when you know you're working with the right carriers, now seamlessly you're able to work with them with one click of a button, and they're notified on it, and you're reutilizing them, increasing your capacity, increasing your output as a rep, you guys. And most importantly, keeping your customers' freight safe. All right. So call those insurance. I don't care. You guys call the insurance companies, verify this information, and then do what you got to do, right? Do what you got to do on top of that to ensure that every single time that you're booking a new carrier on the load, that they are who they say they are, you guys. It's on you. I don't like anybody to deflect and sit here and say like, oh, how are we supposed to? There's plenty of shit that you can go out there. Excuse me, got to get that coffee in there. And obviously I'm passionate about this stuff, you guys, because I'm fucking bootstrapping all of my stuff, right? Like I'm out here paying for all this stuff. It's my name. And obviously I got co-founders as well. Their names on the shit too. It's our job to make sure that we're protecting our investment, protecting our company, protecting our customers' freight, and protecting the carriers too that are actually doing the fucking work, right? Because as the son of a truck driver, I could only imagine if that happened to my old man where he didn't get paid and then he wasn't able to pay for his shit and then we were homeless, right? So again, that's why I'm fucking passionate about this stuff. I'm passionate to protect these drivers and these small business owners and the industry as a whole, you guys. And if you, and again, you don't have to share this same passion. All right. You don't, but you need to be fucking aware. All right. You need to be aware of what's going on out there. Lewis, my man, happy 4th of July weekend, you filthy animals. Amen. Happy 4th. Old Glory is always proudly flying in this office. Andrew Teal says in-network utilization is great, but eventually your business grows. Your network will need to grow with it. So you must have a plan for vetting. Exactly. You have to vet. And it's a lane by lane basis, man. You vet your carriers, you vet everybody as your business grows. Your network's going to grow. Your lanes are going to grow. But again, you follow the same process time and time again. Lotta says, I'm here for all that. Insurance agency. She said, cargo policies are not generic. Most carriers do not disclose what they plan to haul to the insurance company. Let me see here. Due diligence, rinse and repeat, wash, rinse and repeat. Very much, Lotta. Lotta, maybe you should jump on the live show here soon. If you want to, Lotta, you know how to get a hold of me. I'd like to have you on. Let me see here. I want to talk also about load coverage, right? Because I have, and this was another question is it's like, hey, I'm noticing rates are increasing on certain lanes and then it's getting tighter out there to cover, like obviously there's some pockets that are still very loose, but I think you're going to start seeing more and more of capacity tightening up. And I mean, especially this weekend, rates are going to be through the fucking roof. Again, that's why I led into the show. Book your freight early. Do not hold out. Do not wait for that inbound call to come in. That's going to be the cheapest rate possible. Book that shit and move on with your day. With that being said, though, you guys, the market's going to shift eventually, right? Eventually it's going to shift. It's only a matter of time. Whether that's starting now, because I'm hearing from multiple people, especially in the dry van and the reefer world, that rates are starting to creep up and capacity is getting tight. So again, how do you fight this? Shameless plug, jump on Green Screens. You can definitely use their platform to have the most accurate pricing out there. That's going to help you navigate through this stuff. Hit them up. But on top of that, you guys, is again, back to that core carrier base. It's operational efficiencies is the most, I think it's one of the most overlooked things inside of brokerage. But again, how do you combat a lot of this? Is you got to stop playing the open market, because if you live by the spot market, you're going to die by the spot market. And again, I get the allure of it. I get the allure of maybe booking somebody for a fucking sweet margin on there. I get it. I like to make money too, you guys, at the end of the day. But I also think that as rates start to increase and as capacity starts to tighten up, I mean, you can't ever go to your shipper and be like, oh, sorry, we don't have trucks. It's your fucking job as a broker. But, again, it's just like, how are you reaching out to your core carrier base all the time? How are you working ahead? You can't work the same day market every single day when those loads have been on your board for 48 hours or 72 hours. You got to start working that shit. You need to be reaching out to your core carriers. Again, one click of a button on Broker Carrier does all that for you. But you guys pick up the phone. Pick up the phone and call your carriers. Call the people that have hauled those loads for them. And then furthermore, as you're working them through there, again, I do a multi-step communication process with my customers and my carriers for every single load that we do. But again, every single time I'm booking a carrier on a load, I'm finding out how often are they running this lane? What days of the week are they available? How many trucks do they have in their fleet? And then when they deliver the load, when are you going to be available next? I need to know. I want to keep that constant communication loop going, especially if they're doing a good job. I want to work with them. I don't want to post stuff up. I want to go to that same carrier. Like this last week, I booked up a carrier out of Colorado going to Ohio for me. I've been doing this for 12 years. They are easily in the top 5 of the carriers that I've ever worked with for the service that they provided, the attention to detail that they provided. I am going to work with them. They are my first point of contact now out of that market. And that was after one load that they did, right? They've knocked my socks off when it came down to it. And I'm going to continue to work with them. I'm not going to look at their price and then say, yeah, but I might be able to get it for cheaper. Fuck that. They serviced everything perfectly. That's who I'm going with. And I'm going with them time and time again. And my goal with this, and this is just where I have found success with this stuff in the past, you guys, is those carriers are going to come through for you 99% of the time. When you play the spot market game, you're going to get spot market rewards. And we all know what that means. But if you create your own market, which you can create your own market that is out there. You build up that consistency, you guys. When you build up that mutually beneficial partnership that happens, and it's tough, right? It's easy for me to sit here and talk that shit into a microphone, but it's different when it's out there in the trenches. Again, you guys, I'm in the trenches. I'm building my brokerage with you. I've been doing this for 12 fucking years. All right. The most success I have ever found is when I identified which carriers ran specific lanes or specific regions. And those are the ones that I book time and time again, because I would rather overpay them when I don't have to. So they undercharge me when they don't have to. And then again, all the capacity shortage or the rates are increased. All that shit tends to minimize in those moments, you guys. It takes a lot of effort, right? It's a lot of effort when you can sit there and say like, damn, the spot market's maybe $300 less than what I'm paying right now to this carrier. But again, when it flips and the spot market's $700 higher than what you have in the load, remember it, right? Like you can't reset your business all the time. Again, consistency is so key, you guys. It is so key and it's so overlooked. All right, let me see here. Michelle McGinnis, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Rick Wooten says, good morning. Happy Independence Day. Andrew Teal says, flip side for carriers. If you're watching, ask your brokers that you like, how often do you get this freight? What days? How do I get to be the first call? That's how you build contract freight with a broker. Execute and ask too. One of the best carriers I ever had asked me as a broker, how often can you get me from X to Y off a random call off of the load board? And the carrier asked you that. I agree with that, Teal. And that's another thing too, and Teal and I talk a lot. He's one of the smartest people in this industry, hands down, you guys. If you're not following Andrew Teal, follow Andrew Teal. But that is what you need to do as a carrier as well. Vet your brokers, right? Vet your brokers. If you're not vetting your brokers, you need to start. Because again, this is just coming from somebody who's moved 3 total truckloads in their entire career. And I'm being very sarcastic with that, but I just put that out there. I have always known a pickup address of where it was loading. I've always known the delivery address. This is after receiving the bill of lading. I've always known what the commodity was. I've always known what the piece count was. And I've always known what the weight was. Now, have things changed after getting a load tendered? Yes, that does happen where they change the delivery site or they add a piece on there and stuff like that. That happens, but I'll let my carriers know of that. And as a driver, if you ask your brokers that, because that's a very basic question, right? If they can't answer that, don't book their freight. Don't book their freight because something's missing from that. Not every facility is first come, first serve, right? Not every facility is a work-in. You find that more in the dry van world, in the reefer world than not. A lot of stuff in open deck, what I specialize in, open deck and heavy haul, is always first come, first serve for the most part, outside of a couple of facilities. But Again, work-ins aren't necessarily a thing unless you can get verbal approval from the shipper or the receiver. As the driver, I would always call. And again, like, look these places up too, you guys. Like, make sure, because again, some people are taking ghost loads. They don't actually have this shit. And again, the more questions you ask your broker, the people who maybe don't actually have the freight, if you're looking at it from that perspective, if the people don't actually have the freight, they're not going to be able to answer that basic questions. And if they do have the freight and they can't answer basic questions, what else are they withholding from you? And that's what my philosophy would be on that. So Teal brings up a very, very, very good point and a very timely point with that. Again, vet those brokers, you guys. Vet those brokers. If you call me for one of my loads, I will answer every fucking question you possibly have. Every question that you possibly have. I'm going to let you know everything, because I call ahead and I verify all of these things with all of my shippers, all of my receivers, because communication is everything. Consistency is everything. And I deliver upon that every single time to the best of my capabilities. Let me see here. The last one was the last question I got in the DMs was sorry, I just remembered this song, Down in the DMs. Anyways, why can't I find shippers is another one. I am not associated with this individual at all, but I'm in the middle of this book called The $100 Million Offer, or $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. Very, very, very good book. I'm an Audible fan. I like to listen to my books. I do read as well, but I like to listen to them because I always had trouble with comprehension and I retain that information better. But anyways, he talks about niches in there and other things. And again, I'm always going to say that, you guys. I'm always going to be about the niche, because when markets shift and you chase markets, you're going to have to reset everything every single time, right? And I want people to truly focus in on a niche and really find the consistencies that are in there. Frankly, right now, you guys, I've talked about this. I've seen this market before. What's a newer thing now is onboarding shippers is, it's happening. We're onboarding customers. But what's new is when you are a new provider, in the past, generally you get access to a decent amount of freight right away. Now that's not really happening. It's almost like the sales cycle is resetting when you get onboarded with a customer. And again, you just got to earn it, right? Like that's my mentality. My company's slogan at Freight Coach Logistics is one truck at a time. And that's what it is. One truck at a time. I'm just trying to win. I'm trying to earn that opportunity. That's all I'm trying to do. And, so again, it's like you have to bring your A game, you guys. And the best way to bring your A game is study the market, study a niche, and then deliver that information out there. Right. And it's going to seem easier said than done. And I know I'm kind of crunched on time and we only got like a minute left or so, but don't get frustrated, right? Because I get just as many rejections as everybody else out there. I'm sure somebody's going to fucking say this. Oh, I don't get it. That's fine. I get rejected in sales more times than not. I would say probably 99% of the time I get rejected. Hell, it seems like now people just block me instead of fucking even replying. It's just a fucking block. First email went through, second email, access denied. It is what it is, you guys. I don't get frustrated by that, because I know I'm one phone call or one email or one interaction away from changing my life every single time. And that's what I tell myself every single day when I sit down to make my outreaches. I'm one call away. I'm one yes away. I'm one email away from changing my life every single time. And that's how I approach it literally every single day. But I'm approaching it inside of my niche. All right. I specialize in open deck and heavy haul, primarily in the Southwest here. That's where I go. That's who I'm going after. And that's what I'm building up lane by lane, day by day, everything brick by brick, you guys. It's a process and it takes time with it. Just don't get frustrated. Let everybody else get frustrated. Let everybody else quit with it. Julia, one call. Hit up Julia, one call logistics. I love it. Julia, happy Friday to you as well. But that's going to be it for today, you guys. We'll be back on Monday. I'll do the show on Monday. I'll be live on Tuesday too, you guys, on the 4th of July, because you know what? Independence Day, United States, greatest day, July 4th. I'll be going live on that, you guys. But we'll be back 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 Central. As always, if you guys got value in this today, you guys subscribe and share the show. Rank the show. Get it out there, because if you guys see value in it, your network's going to see value in it as well. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and we'll be talking to you soon.